Antigua and Barbuda, as we reported yesterday, has signed a memorandum of understanding with a private company to revive beloved regional air carrier LIAT in a form that would return robust regional connections to the aviation space, as well as hopefully open up new travel markets into the Caribbean. But that's not the only move the country is making in the regional aviation industry. Prime Minister Gaston Browne recently divulged that another airline would spin up operations as early as mid-October. Browne says that an agreement was signed in August between the government and a Nigerian publishing firm, Marvelous Mike Press Limited, to launch Antigua Airways. News of the agreement was met with backlash from critics, according to reporting from local press outlet the Antigua Observer. Fears are that the citizenship by investment project is a, quote, suicide mission because the lack of experience by the principal investors in the aviation industry meant that the initiative was doomed to failure. Not so, says the Prime Minister, who shot back at critics during a radio program on August 13th, saying that he had every confidence in the investor.
Here's a situation in which we have an entrepreneur, a Nigerian entrepreneur, who believes that he can start an air charter service and to make it a success. He's approached the government of Antigua and Barbuda to support this initiative, and we did so willingly. So for us, anyone to suggest that we should have done otherwise, then I don't know that that makes any sense. We know that he's getting technical expertise from entities that are involved in the airline business. And we also know too that he's also working in conjunction with LIAT in order to facilitate the operation of this new Antigua Airways. But again, we have verified that he's a person of good character, that he has the financial resources to pursue the initiative, and we wish him every success.
Browne confirmed that Antigua Airways was duly registered in the country, but did not disclose whether the airline company was also registered in the investor's home country of Nigeria. The CIP funds invested in Antigua Airways, Browne said, allowed for the government to own 20% of the airline's shares. Just as Browne envisions the new international arm of LIAT serving as a gateway into the Caribbean for Asian travelers, the Antiguan Prime Minister says that Antigua Airways will serve the same function for the African continent. Travelers from that region could use Antigua as a hub to easily access the rest of the Caribbean. He expects Antigua Airways to develop a relationship with the new LIAT 2020 for that purpose. Questions about the investor's lack of experience in the airline industry were answered by Browne, who disclosed that Marvelous Mike would operate Antigua Airways through a wet lease arrangement. In the industry, a wet lease is when one company supplies the aircraft and at least one crew member and assumes responsibility for operations, including performing maintenance, procuring insurance, and other legal responsibilities. Another company, the lessee, covers fees, fuel, taxes, and pays the lessor for the number of flight hours racked up using the lessee's flight numbers. Browne argued that based on this arrangement, the investor would only be required to provide the financial resources to lease the aircraft and pay staff. He added that LIAT has been supplying technical support.